mics. And 5, 4, 3.
Welcome, everyone, and pull up a seat at the table. It's Lunchtime in Rome. Tonight's episode 252 is entitled, Is It a Vacation? Millions of people go somewhere every summer and call it a vacation. Where do they go? How many go? Is it a vacation or just a different type of work somewhere else? We'll be talking about that and more tonight. So pull up a seat at the table and join us. First-time listeners can subscribe on your favorite podcast app or watch us live or later at youtube.com/@lunchtimeinrome. Visit us at www.lunchtimeinrome.com. While there, you can take our relational needs questionnaire. Make sure to follow us on all social media, and it would be great if you could give us a 5-star review. Jay, what specifically is this podcast about?
Thanks, Rachel. Being alone is the worst. Good times aren't as good, and bad times are worse when you're all alone. Romans 12:15 says to rejoice with those who rejoice and mourn with those who mourn. That is how you keep people from being alone and what this podcast is all about. We demonstrate that in the first 15 minutes of the podcast, and we talk about it for the rest. So while it may not be 12:15 in Rome, we're treating it like it is
Lunchtime in Rome.
Rome.
I don't have, I feel like I don't have as big of an update this week.
Oh, because I saw you somewhat alarmed at some noises while Rachel was speaking, and I thought that's where you're going right now.
No.
All right.
No, because I figured we'd talk about your vacation, but,
Aw.
you know.
We took a vacation.
Yeah.
We did.
Thanks for the update, Eric.
Yeah.
Hey, Ben's with us.
I mean, I'm trying to-
chuckle.
Hi,
Hello.
Benny Boo.
Trying to rack my brain.
Everybody.
Well, I got an update. I can give an update.
Hey,
while
what's
you
going on
guys-
with Eric?
So we've been watching. So Brian, Sans Brian today. Also Sans Chris. 'Cause
Yeah.
Ben's here.
Well,
But
not because Ben's here.
right.
Sans Chris, because he's away with Amy.
Right.
You mentioned it in last week's episode.
Yeah. But we've been watching Chalupa, which is Brian's dog.
Not a new show on Netflix.
No. No.
Been binging it, have you?
No, but she's been really good. Only really gotten up in the middle of the night once.
Aw.
So that's been good. But I've been taking care of the pool while they're away, and I'm glad I don't own a pool.
Aw. Yeah.
Not that it's super hard, but like it's just one of those things. Like it would be added on to what we were talking about before the show with like Joe saying like it's a lot to take care of a house because he was obviously taking care of the house while you guys were gone,
Right.
and just the added element.
Oh, it's one more thing.
Yeah, and it's not even that hard. It's not even that hard. You put the robot in, it cleans up, but then you got to rinse the robot out, and then you got to check the. It's just one of those things where like it would just be one more thing. But
Well,
I'm so glad he
and-
has the pool and we don't.
Right. The maintenance and if something breaks and when it needs repairs, like it's a big deal.
It is a big
Yeah.
deal, and but we've been over there quite a lot, and it's been great because Maggie just absolutely loves it.
She's a fish.
She is swimming,
Yeah.
jumping off the diving board. I was teaching her. This is probably my highlight of the week. Good daddy daughter moment. So, one thing I've been teaching her because she's been trying to stay afloat. So I've been teaching her to go like under the water, then come back up, take a deep breath back in, and then go back underwater and swim underwater. And she's able to do that now.
Wow.
Which is really cool. But the cool thing that I did with her was I put her on my back, and I was like, hang on as hard as you can.
Oh boy.
And I would go down. I'd swim all the way to the bottom of the pool, and I'd take her off my back, and then she would kick off the bottom
Okay.
and go back up. Oh, it was so fun.
What would Aunt Rachel say to that?
I don't know. She wasn't around when we did it, but it was cool because it was just me and her. Nobody else was there, and it was just this daddy-daughter moment that was just really fun because like she was having a good old time.
Aw.
But like she's totally safe. She's right on my back.
I know.
It's not like she's in the
It's
pool.
not
alone.
logical.
I know. It's fine. It's fine.
It is fun and fun. So yeah, there's my update.
How's Ben been?
I've been great. Thank you for asking. At the
Why did that feel like Kramer when he did the Merv Griffin talk show?
Yes.
There's a TV show called Seinfeld back in the day.
I've been rewatching it right now. It's fantastic.
Timeless.
It is timeless, honestly, because the comedy is so good. It's so good.
Yeah. Claudia and I have actually been rewatching that. Claudia's my girlfriend, by the way. It's a really good show.
What's your favorite episode?
I've always liked the Marble Rye.
Marble Rye
like
is
that one.
good. My favorite is the marine biologist.
Oh, that's a great one.
Oh, it's so good.
That's a great one. Does anybody know a marine biologist?
It's such a good line.
Is that the one where the golf ball was stuck in the
Yeah, because Kramer's hitting him into the ocean. Like, it's just so crazy how they tie it all back, And I think it's Larry David that
Yes.
calls out that is anybody a marine biologist?
Oh my goodness.
So
I liked
funny.
Reverse George a lot.
Oh, that's not too far after that.
When he had
where he
the-
does everything the opposite.
Yeah.
and he like goes up to them. And he's like, "My name's George.
I'm unemployed.
I'm unemployed, and I live
with
with my parents." And she's like, "Hey, I'm Victoria."
So, yeah, I got back from visiting Claudia, which was really nice over the 4th of July. And now
How was her Dallas trip? Was it good?
Yeah. Yeah. She,
Enjoying her internship?
yes. Yeah. She got to meet the chief financial advisor for the Dallas Cowboys.
Like you
Wow.
do.
As a Philly fan, that
which-
was a
right,
bit much.
That was, that was a little tough for her dad.
She almost did a George Costanza with George Steinbrenner. What you have done, sir, to these young... That was during Reverse George. Is an abomination.
And then I'm home now, and I'm in charge of the house while my parents are away. So
Parties every night,
Keggers
baby.
and Benz.
Calc problem.
pretty much, actually, like, that's not much of a joke, to be honest.
Aw, what a babe.
Mo numbles. Nope.
Yep. So you're doing like 2 classes right now?
Yeah, I'm doing 2 classes.
What are they called?
Calculus
You
48.
guys are gonna like this. So one is called Critical Histories of Education, and the other is called Critical Pedagogies and Praxis.
You can't just make up words, Ben.
Right.
Sounds pretty critical though.
Right. It is.
Why can't they be positive?
I mean, the names of those courses just make me feel anxious.
Right? I don't know
that
what any
nightmare.
of those words mean. Like,
The first one I did.
Yeah.
There
Well,
was
that one,
history.
yes.
I know what
History,
history
right.
is.
Education.
what
The
were
second one I know critical.
What were the 2 words you said?
Pedagogy.
Pedagogy and practice, which pedagogy I think is basically like your philosophy when teaching, and praxis I believe is the way that you implement it. Although I kind of it's
You're learning.
right.
Yeah.
One would hope you would know,
At
given
the
it's
end.
the
Name of the
title
class.
of the class.
You're like,
Right,
I'm going
right.
to find out what this class is all about.
I'm
at the end."
implementing it really well, even though I don't know what it is. No. But yeah, it's been good. It's just long days. It's a lot of work, but we're getting there, and I'll have a job next in like less than a year, so that'll be fun.
Do you want to stay in Pittsburgh?
That's a future question.
All right.
No, it was just now.
Let me ask you this on a different subject.
Well, she got her finger up.
Oh, boy.
What's your opinion on the drive from Pittsburgh to Philadelphia?
I mean, it's not bad. It is expensive. It's 4 hours. It's turnpike and it's gas.
Yeah.
So it's definitely. I mean, it's up there. But
Do you go right into Philadelphia, or is it before that or after that?
no,
Or...
it's a good bit before Philadelphia.
King of
Yeah.
Prussia.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think it's actually even a little bit closer than that. It's around Downingtown.
Okay.
If anyone knows where that is.
Downingtown.
I was thinking more of the Billy Joel song.
Because what is it? The Schuylkill Expressway goes into Philadelphia. So,
Oh,
like,
okay. No,
Oh, the
it's literally.
Schuylkill.
The Schuylkill Expressway.
Schuylkill.
Whatever. It's awful. It's
Yeah.
awful. Anyway.
But yeah, I get on the turnpike, drive for 3 hours, 40 minutes, get off the turnpike, drive for 10 minutes, and that's the drive.
Aw, good.
It's only 2 roads.
It's only essentially, yeah. But yeah, that's me.
So yeah, we went away for our 25th anniversary, which is actually next week.
Actually,
Rachel, how was it?
it was amazing. We went to St. Lucia
Mm-hmm.
and is very far away.
It's more than 2 roads.
It is more than 2 roads. Very close to the equator. So
It's down there.
it's down there. Well, here's what's interesting. Did not know. The sun sets at like 6:30
Yeah.
every night.
Probably year round.
Yeah. Not much difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so that was interesting.
What time does it
Same time. Oh, Rise?
Early.
We didn't notice it, but
Early. Okay.
Like normal.
I don't know.
All right.
I would say maybe in the 6s.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was beautiful, beautiful resort, beautiful island. We went ziplining in the rainforest. We went horseback riding in the Caribbean Sea. It was amazing.
It was everything we could possibly want. And what a couple people have asked me was like, what's your favorite part? Which is a really hard thing to answer. I mean,
Which that's great. If it's hard to answer, that
Right.
you know.
and if I had to say for the experience, it was spending every waking moment with you. I mean, we were together the entire time. But I think it's the diversity of the resort was probably its greatest asset, you know. And I've described it before, but we were on a little quiet corner part of the beach with maybe 3 other couples around us. And then the center part of the beach had tons of people. And then on the other side was the part of the beach that we could go in because we were Diamond Club, but why would we go all the way over there? And then the different pools all had different characteristics. And there were 6 different or 7 different restaurants. So you could do lots of different things. You could be around people. You could not be around people. We got complimentarily upgraded to the best room in the resort.
Wow.
So we had a whole suite and then our whole bedroom, a wet bar, 2 bathrooms, giant balcony that overlooked the ocean and the resort.
All
So-
right. Yeah.
And it was, for me, the one picture that everybody pointed out, like me just raising my hands towards the sunset, you know, but it really was this praising God, because if that vacation would have sucked or I'd have picked the wrong resort,
Oh yeah.
you know, that would have been terrible.
Right.
Yeah.
But also, honey, why don't you speak a little bit to the people of St. Lucia, whether it be the people that worked at the resort or like driving, because what happens is you land on the southern coast of the island, which is a third world country. You might call it second, and it could be borderline second,
Right.
only based on agriculture, because they export a ton of bananas and mango and a little bit of pineapple, which was delightful.
Delicious.
That's
Fresh
the unsung
pineapple.
thing, was the pineapple. Like nobody said pineapple,
good.
but then every time we had pineapple, it was like, that's the best pineapple.
Right.
Yeah.
But you land on the southern coast and you drive an hour and 45 minutes up to the resort on the northern coast. And it's basically like driving in Pittsburgh, except the road is half the width and you drive on the left-hand side.
Oh.
And you'd go like, what, 4 times you go from sea level to upwards of 1,500 feet above sea level on these narrow roads that aren't freeways. The highest speed limit's 40 and it shouldn't be.
Right.
And so you finally get to the top and you're like, wow, we made it to the top and we're going back down again. And it just, you go up and you go down and the roads make no sense.
Right.
You go from one side of the island and you kind of cross over the other. So you see the Atlantic Ocean, then the Caribbean Sea. But talk about the people, honey.
Oh, the people were amazing. They're so loving and gentle, and they're so excited to have the tourism because they need it.
'Cause that's probably their biggest industry.
The bananas, I
Yeah.
think they said was
That's-
more, but I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
don't know.
But yeah, they rely heavily on tourism.
Yeah.
And this is actually their off season. Like they're busier during our winter months because people want to
Right.
get out of the cold.
Snowbirds.
Right. Like you had 90 degrees here. We
Right.
had 90 degrees there.
Yeah,
Our
yeah.
Right.
lows were 85, but
Yeah.
Right. And they get cruise ships that dock there, and people will disembark and go shopping for the
Oh, that's
afternoon.
cool. Did
and
you see any?
No,
They're
because
not
it's their
now.
off season.
during the bit.
Oh,
He
this
said
is-
during December, their one bay that we saw would be have 3 or 4 like cruise ships.
Wow.
You know,
And they
that's-
get day passes to resorts like ours, which
Ugh, yeah, get out of
I
here.
don't
Yeah.
think so.
but they're so friendly and
Chill.
inviting. Like when we went to Jamaica, it seemed. I mean, they were also nice, but maybe a little bit more aggressive.
On the
like
resort, they were nice.
right, but if you left, well, was that in Jamaica? They told us not to leave the resort.
Yes.
But we went to the Dun Rivers Fall.
Right. With
And
the
Jamaica,
resort.
Jamaica was your honeymoon, right?
Nope, that was our
No.
goodbye to us.
Oh,
Right
right,
before
right,
A
Joe.
baby moon.
Yeah,
Before
yeah.
we sired Joe.
Oh, all right.
Sire's a bad word now?
But like in Jamaica,
Everything's a bad word now.
you know, it was very much like, oh, buy my stuff, or what can I sell you, or here,
Right.
buy, like
Right.
very all the time, and like you had to have an answer prepared. Whereas people in St. Lucia were like, welcome.
Yeah,
They're like,
the poverty surprised us. Mm-hmm. Like literally from, now we didn't go through the capital, but from the airport to the resort on the way up,
Yeah.
we saw one thing that you would consider to be a store. Like everything else was like somebody's house with a sign on it. or like tons of people. And we got there on a Thursday, July 4th, which doesn't matter to them, British place.
Not
Used
anymore.
to be.
They're
Right. It
independent.
went 7 times. It went from British colony to a French. And then for the last 40 years, they've been independent.
Huh.
However, tons of people selling stuff on the side of the road, like fruits and stuff like that, which kept me busy. I was like, well, they got over
Yeah,
there. That's
yeah.
nice. And then
More
once you come
pineapple.
through the capital, I would say the capital is a port city. They have a 4-story building. And even our driver pointed out, he goes, that's our skyscraper.
Yeah.
But that's the biggest building in all of St. Lucia, other than like hotels. And they had a market, and they have a couple malls. Like even where we were, there was like a mall, Payless shoes, and Kentucky Fried Chicken.
There you go. What
But they
more
were
could you want?
they were very happy and very satisfied to be there. Like they're not looking to, like they were very happy to be where they were.
He honked at everybody. Like, well, that's how you pass is toot toot, and then you just go. But I mean, like he knew people the whole way for the hour and 45 minutes. He would wave out the window, honk and wave. And when we went into the little town where we were, we got to ride horseback, and everybody knew everybody, and everybody's just cool. Everybody's just chill and happy to be there, and the kids are happy. And he said, like the prison, there's one prison on the island, and everybody, all crimes go there. So white collar, felonies, murder, tax evasion, you're in the prison.
Yeah.
And the only division is men and women. And he goes, but right now, I think the women's prison's empty right now.
Yeah, which is wild. Like it's very low crime. It's very safe. It's very.
Marijuana's the only real drug on the island. So maybe there's a coincidence that there's no other, drug trade.
Yeah.
Right.
So
But the travel part went smoothly. The vacation part went smoothly. And
unbelievable.
the kids did great at home.
So we would have breakfast at the buffet, which was a huge buffet. We would have dinner at a different restaurant every night. But for lunch, we could go to like 3 different restaurants, but you had to put on clothes. We're in a bathing suit.
Right.
They had a food truck that was permanently there. And then what turns out to be like a grill in this exclusive pool that we had access to that we didn't find that they had a grill there till like the last day or 2 days before. But then a couple of the other bars had buffets outside. And the second to last, or was it the last day?
The last day.
It was the last day. I saw them putting out a paella pan, which is a huge pan. Paella is a seafood rice dish. And I'm like, honey, we got to keep an eye on that. I said, I don't know when it's coming out. And I'd forgotten about it. I said, well, let's go take a walk. And I looked right as they were serving it. And so I got in line. I was like 5th in line, whatever. They had calamari rings in there that were not tough. Like every time you get a calamari ring,
It's kind of
a rubber
rubbery.
band.
Yeah.
Perfectly cooked.
Yeah.
Shrimp, baby scallops. You got a mussel with your thing, with your serving.
Yeah.
And it was like a bay mussel or whatever because it's kind of green,
Okay.
on the shell. It was like we sat down, and at that point it started to light rain, and I'm like, I don't even care. I'm sitting outside. I'm eating a paella on the beach in St. Lucia. I mean, how did I react?
He wept.
It was.
It was
I
so
put hot
good.
sauce, which they have a crazy good West Indian hot sauce that I mentioned to my butler that I enjoyed. So of course, the next time he showed up, he had a bottle with him,
Nice.
which cost him nothing, and I tipped him $10.
you
So
go.
it works out. But I didn't even use the hot sauce on the paella. I was like, no. I put it on the side of the bowl.
Yeah.
I never went to it the whole dish.
There you go.
And one
Was the dish spicy at all?
no.
No. Okay.
No, and then as I was going to take my plate back, we walked past another guest, and they were like, "I did not care for that rice dish." And I was like,
You punched him in the face.
but I almost threw the bowl. I was just like, "That's the best rice dish I've had in my life." You didn't like it because it was yellow. It's unbelievable.
I was very happy for him that he enjoyed it.
Yes, and it was a successful vacation. And before we go any further, we should thank the folks who sit at the head of the table every week.
Yes.
And that would be who, Eric?
We'd like to thank Bethany Jaworski, Mary Lynn, Ashley, and Breaking 90. You can become a paid subscriber if you go to lunchtimeinrome.com, and you'll see there ways to sign up, and you can give whatever you want. You can give $1 a month. You can give $100,000 a month, whatever you want. We're on the hunt for some new microphones, so every dollar counts, and we really appreciate it. And we'd love to have you at the table as a paid subscriber.
That would make you sitting at the head of the table.
Head of the table. Yes, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Yep.
And you get all the other perks that go with that.
Yeah.
And when Chris gets back, along with the merch,
That's
he's
what
going to
he's
have
doing
some
right
of those.
now.
That's
That's
where
what
he
he's
is.
doing
He
right
ain't
now.
banging that out right now.
Aw.
Hey, so before we get started, I did listen last week. Thought it was lovely.
Yeah, it was
always
great,
uncomfortable when you would mention me, but then it was most times flattering. And to be very honest and not the least bit condescending, I was so proud of how you guys handled it. And the number of times you would bring something up like, well, like Jay says,
Yeah.
and you
Aw.
would use it correctly. And everybody's grasp and mastery of emotional needs and responding, I thought was absolutely wonderful. The one thing I liked, so it was on how do you know when to emotionally respond? Like when you come upon an opportunity and not having, lead character syndrome and thinking it's all about you, or not just noticing needs that you have, but that's sort of a first step. Like if you have a need for attention, you see somebody else with a need for attention. Okay, great. The one thing I would add, since I wasn't on at the table last week, was to continually be praying for opportunities and to say, hey, God, open my eyes. You know, that I've been teaching much more with couples I'm going to marry, that, there's 3 components to a successful relationship: mutual giving, open, honest, vulnerable communication. But number 1 is Christ at the center. And I say that's not a plaque you hang in your kitchen.
Right.
Christ is the center of this relationship. But to sit there,
Live, laugh, love.
that is actually the 4th. But to sit there and say, boy, something's wrong with Rachel and I can't figure it out, which has never happened because she just tells me. But God, can you tell me what's going on in her heart? Because he knows her and he knows her heart. Well, same thing with everybody else in your world. Hey, God, give me an opportunity today. Help me understand. Don't let me miss.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I would add.
Yeah. Shout out to Brian for putting it together.
He did a nice job.
Yeah.
And it was, hey, I'll tell you what, on another selfish note, it was fun watching him go through the outline that he created, but watching like specifically Chris, but you guys like jump ahead to something else. And he's like, right, but we're not
We're not there yet.
And it's like, now you see like why you guys don't get the outline anymore. Like, just let me guide you through it.
I like not having it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So vacations, we're going to talk a little bit about statistics, which were hard to find, but
Oh, Ben.
Oh, yes, that's me. That's me.
Ben's good at
Pedagogy.
numbers. Yeah.
That's what they learned.
so we're going to go over stats, but then we did do a thing on what's good about vacation, what's sneaky good and sneaky bad about vacations.
Yeah.
So number 1, what is the cheapest U.S. city to travel to with an average daily cost of $89?
Atlantic City.
So close. Williamsburg, Virginia.
Really?
Ben is off to a start.
That's surprising.
Unless it's Williamsburg like Wyoming. It just says Williamsburg.
Yeah. It's Virginia.
Rapid City, South Dakota is second. And you ready for this?
Rapid City. What's in Rapid City though?
Nobody knows.
It's
Ranching?
unknowable.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
These were just travel statistics. And then
Yeah.
Dallas comes in third with a daily cost of 102. I think it's...
Huh.
That sounds old.
What percentage of people are planning... people are planning how many numbers of trips? How many people are planning to go on one trip in the next year?
Like percentage of the population.
So 0 to 100.
Exactly 1 or at least 1?
Exactly 1.
Okay.
75%.
I would say 65.
Yeah, we'll say 55.
19. How many
What?
are going to go on 2 or 3 trips in the next year?
-1.
Yeah, 10.
5.
31.
Really?
Now, I don't know if these are vacations. These are trips
Oh, okay.
where they will
Okay.
stay overnight
Okay.
somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So it could be like a weekend getaway.
You
I guess.
fancy.
Yeah. Okay.
12% will go on 4 or 5. 5% will go on 6 to 10.
Wow. They have
and
no kids and a lot of money.
27% are going on 0 trips in the next year.
All right.
18 to 25-year-olds spend the least per person on trips.
Yeah.
How much do they spend per person?
For 18 to 25-year-olds?
Yes, for 1 week.
For 1 week. $100.
I was gonna say that exact same thing.
500.
$1,900 per traveler.
What?
What?
That is lodging, transportation, activities, and food.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, you guys.
Well, it's travel. I said travel.
Well, I know, but like that could be like a kid going on vacation with his parents, and like all he has to do is buy, ice cream.
I was thinking like staying at your uncle's house or something.
So I went on a trip to
Oh, we could do this for a while.
yeah, Ocean City, Maryland once and stayed in a hotel that was $16 a night.
Whoa.
And it reflected
See,
that.
$100.
Well, $16 a person that was with us. But
Like I said,
But you
$100.
treated it with respect.
always.
And by that you mean?
There was a lot of Zima involved.
You
That's
didn't-
how old I am.
You didn't feel respected on the way home.
So let's do this. There are 5 most traveled international destinations. I won't have you guess them. I would like to know, would you like to go there?
Okay.
Rome.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd go to
Yeah, why
Rome.
not? Yeah.
I'm
Rome
more
would
of a
be
yeah,
cool.
why not? There's other cities in Italy I'd like to go to, or
Yeah.
as my people like to say, Italy.
Yeah.
Paris.
Recently, I've heard not great things
Yeah.
about Paris.
I've heard
having a
interesting
tough
things
time.
about
What
France.
have you heard, Ben?
I've just heard that like compared to other countries, they're not necessarily the most welcoming.
Ooh, so in general, just the Parisians.
Yeah.
See, I've heard they've got a bit of a problem with bringing in some people from other countries, and it's
Some
not
political things happening
Yeah.
that aren't great.
Yes.
I would maybe want to go there for like to experience like real French cuisine.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no.
Because I mean,
For me.
that's, I mean, that's,
The art.
Yeah.
I'd like to take a walk through the Louvre.
Yeah, I guess.
I didn't say I'd love to stay there very long.
Right.
Right.
Oh, it's cool. Oh,
Yeah.
there's Mona. Lisa, you guys know her?
Yeah.
Yep.
London.
Sure.
I would say yeah. Why not?
Yeah, I agree.
I would say no. Food's terrible.
It's true.
Wait.
But I would love to go. Big Ben.
Big Ben.
Parliament. Big Ben.
At the gym today, one of
CrossFit.
my friends just came back from a week in London, and he remarked at how good the food was, and he was surprised by how good the food was.
Was it British food? No, I'm serious. Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm sure there's some places that do it.
was it
well.
Ninjas or Butterflies were saying like they had sushi in Scotland or something?
Yeah,
And they went to like the #1 pizza place
Yes.
in London.
Yeah,
And it was just like
horrible.
Yeah.
It was just like frozen pizza, like heated up in a
Aw.
dirty microwave.
Sydney, Australia.
Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah. I've always wanted to go to Australia's been like ever since I was a kid. I thought it was cool.
oh, they have big spiders.
They got big.
I don't
bugs.
really want to go to Australia.
Afraid you'll fall off.
I want to meet Bluey.
Right, yeah.
Bluey and Bingo.
Aw.
All the bottle rushed to my head.
I would like to go to Australia, but I'm really afraid of their critters and their.
Sure. It's a 15-hour flight to go back to the 1990s.
Yeah, that's right. Who said that? Was that Ninjas with Butterflies?
No, it was the guy on Are You Garbage? Whatever his name was.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Whatever his name was. We have to give him props.
Yeah, that was so good because he was talking about how it's just kind of like going back in time, not a lot, but like we have everything here in the U.S. that they have there, and it's not that much different. But I mean, like it does look really pretty. The
Dov Davidoff.
yeah, Dov
Gosh.
Davidoff is
Not
so-
a clean show
No.
at all. But man, was he an interesting
he was
guy.
so funny. But
I've seen a jean jacket before. I don't have to go back.
but the bay with the Sydney the
yeah,
opera
the Opera
building,
House,
yeah, the
yeah.
opera house is cool.
Oh, yeah.
You know, yeah, I go to Australia.
15-hour flight, though. I just did 3 hours, 45 minutes from Miami to St. Lucia. And
We did 9
I
hours
couldn't
to
do 3
Ohio.
of those.
Or sorry, I was
Slow
thinking.
plane.
No, it was funny. Yeah, slowest plane I've ever been on. No, the reason why I had Ohio because we flew to Cincinnati and then we flew to Honolulu,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is a long flight. Yeah.
Last one, Aruba. So, by the way, these are the most traveled international destinations.
Yeah, I would go to Aruba. I mean, I'm always down for like beach.
Sure.
And Amy's always wanted to go to tropical beach, so that would definitely go.
I always feel like I remember that your sister and
Marcy
her
and Rich.
husband went to Aruba for their honeymoon, and it was so windy they literally couldn't sit on the beach. Like it's windy there all the time, and you get like.
But they did say the lizards would come up and and steal the fruit out of your drink. That would be pretty awesome.
That would be pretty cool.
We did have a little lizard in our room in St. Lucia. And
Here's
we
how
took
crazy St. Lucia Rachel is.
took a picture of the lizard, and then I went to go text it to the kids, and then I looked back and it was gone.
And we still stayed there.
Did you name him?
No, but he was very little.
Yeah.
If it was like a big guy, then
Rachel,
yes.
you have not talked about one of your favorite parts of the vacation.
Oh man.
Speaking of animals,
Oh yeah.
They have kitty cats all over the resort that
I
are
thought you
just
were gonna say horse.
I thought I was going to say horses.
No, I
Yeah.
did love the
Yeah.
horses.
Yeah.
But no, they have cats that just live on the property, and I guess maybe they feed them. And I did hear, so there was one who would sit right outside the lobby and would not go in the door, even if the door was propped open. She would just sit outside the door and wait for people to kind of come by and pet her, or, you know.
Yeah.
I did hear somebody refer to her by a name, but I called her Doorless because
Yeah.
she would just sit by the door, and that's a throwback to Joe and Bella, whatever. And Doorless was very cute. And there were little tiny kittens, and like you just want to pick them up and take them home.
Yeah,
I
so-
didn't.
We'll probably never go to St. Lucia then. Amy would never.
Aw. They didn't come near. Well, there was one cat that would kind of roam the beach and kind of sit under.
or the
your-
one at the pool area. That one, like, there's some lady from, could be India, could be Pakistan, whatever. But like, she was swatting at this cat.
Oh,
Like,
she was mad. That, yeah.
Well, I mean, St. Lucia Beach is the giant, biggest kitty litter box in the
Aw.
world. So
So there was one cat that would kind of crawl under people's beach chairs and like wait for food to drop.
Oh,
yeah,
But like
interesting.
that doesn't bother me. That
Yeah,
They were so cute.
sounds like a much more extreme version of Ochre Coke.
Yes.
There are wild cats there too,
Yes.
but it's not that prevalent.
I mean, we saw maybe 7 different cats. So not a million, but
Okay.
like
it was cool the first day that we were just sort of wandering around the resort looking, and then we saw the 2 teeny tiny kittens,
Yes.
and they kept coming up to me, and I'm like, oh, no, brah, wrong person. Most popular U.S. destination for vacations. This one's easy. Got to guess.
Disney.
Yeah, Disney would have to be number one.
Orlando would be the answer.
Okay.
Okay.
Top destinations for American tourists. Which of these do you go? Now?
Well, I would say Grand Canyon's on there.
There.
No, New York.
Cities. These are cities.
Okay.
So I
Grand
guess-
Grand
so-
Canyon City. My
Grand-
bad.
Actually, that would probably come in. So number 1 is Hawaii, or cities or states. Vegas is number 2, which you can go to the Grand Canyon from there.
Yeah.
New York City. Key West. How's that number 4?
Nar.
What's Key West?
Florida.
Oh,
New Orleans, Orlando, Miami, Nashville,
Yeah, Nashville's becoming pretty hot.
D.C., and San Diego.
I'd go to Hawaii.
Not LA.
Oh, I'd love
LA's
to.
not on that list.
Not on
like
that
to see
list.
Hollywood. Interesting.
Top destination for foreign tourists, meaning coming to the United States. New
York's-
York,
Yeah.
Miami, Orlando, L.A.,
Yeah.
San Francisco.
What's in Miami?
Miami.
Miami, South Beach.
It's on the beach, and so
Dolphins.
it's very.
I think a lot of this is skewed as well because it's an international airport.
Well, not skewed, but a reason being. But I mean, but Miami has like the like you got the beach and then you got like the nightlife.
Right.
You know. Yeah.
Okay.
Top international destinations. First 2 are obvious.
Are they?
I would say so. Once I say it, you'll be like, oh, well, yeah.
Oh, well, yeah.
Mexico.
Oh.
Japan?
There.
Are these international
From people from the United States
from the
go
United
to
States?
these countries
okay, so
more
then,
than
yes,
any other.
Mexico makes a lot of sense.
Which also means,
Oh, Canada.
there you go.
Okay. I figured it out.
You put that together. The UK,
Yeah, it makes sense.
France.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the curveball. Dominican Republic.
Aw,
Okay.
that was lovely.
That's close.
A lot of Punta Cana, Punta Plata, where it's cheap. Porta Plata, sorry.
Yeah.
And then Italy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one adds up. That one adds up.
Yeah. All right. Signs. This is according to Better Up, which is a website. Signs you need a vacation. You're
Yeah.
constantly thinking about work.
Huh. Okay.
You're having trouble sleeping.
Wow.
Can you imagine? I'm having trouble sleeping. You know what I need? A vacation. Like, I don't know, maybe a better pillow.
Yeah. Right.
You never feel like there's enough time. You feel trapped. Did I tell you this was a crappy way to find stats? I mean,
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
dying.
this is a tough one.
You can't remember the last time you laughed. No, that's how you need therapy.
These are like really deep,
Yeah,
like,
those are
sad
depressing.
things. And I will tell you this: vacation will solve none of these.
Right? Yes.
It's like now I'm not laughing 300 miles away.
Stay with that same theme, Ben. The last one, your relationships are suffering. Go on a vacation.
Y'all all alone.
No.
Now my relationships are suffering 300 miles away.
I feel like a lot of those could be solved with a nap.
Yes. Especially the sleeping problems.
Or
Yes.
emotional needs being met.
Yeah, there's always that. Most common vacation problems. Have you experienced any of these?
Okay, I'm ready.
Missing flights.
No.
No, we almost did once, but no.
That's so stressful. I can't
is
take
stressful.
Sounds awful.
Yeah.
Planning too much.
Not really.
I feel like we did
I'm not planning. Sorry.
the one Disney trip.
That was just meals.
For the meals, you spent so much time, every detail, and then we got there and we were like, no, we got to throw it out the window. We gotta-
Because we had the unlimited meal plan. So I'm like, we're eating here for breakfast, here for lunch, here for dinner. It was like
Yeah.
by day 3, we're like, I can't eat anymore.
Yeah.
And you had to walk so far and like do so much to get to those places that it was like,
good
no,
times.
we'll eat popcorn and hot dogs and
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
feel like growing up, my family like really planned out vacation because we did like a lot of trips to
Yeah,
different
you said
places,
that, like sightseeing or camping.
yeah.
And,
And
Oh, see, this is what I want to hear about. Your vacation history.
oh, okay.
Go ahead.
I mean, we did a lot of trips. Like we went to go see Monticello. We've gone to see Gettysburg.
What's Monticello?
It's
It's Thomas Jefferson's
Thomas Jefferson's
Thomas,
house.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thomas place.
Okay, because to me it's a pizza place over in the North Hills.
Yeah.
All right.
Good place. I like that place. But yeah, a lot of trips. I remember, I think it was like my first year in college where we went like to the beach and we didn't wake up until like 11 o'clock like every day. And I was like, oh, this is a vacation. Like I was like, we're like resting.
Those
and,
were
like,
trips.
Yeah.
This
those-
is a vacation.
Yeah. And I appreciated all the places though, because I've seen a lot of things growing up.
Yeah.
But like as an adult, I very much just like to go to the beach and just sit around on the beach and eat good food and go out here and there, you know, to do different things and whatnot. Disc golf, you know.
So when you were little, did your parents? They obviously planned everything. Did they
Oh,
ask
yeah.
you your
Yeah.
opinion, or they just say, "Pack a bag, we're getting in the car at 7 a.m."
We would they would tend to like find things that I would be interested in, or like they would ask if I would want to go see something that I thought was cool. But they did most of the planning, but there was always like something that I'd be interested in along the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think over planning is not something that my family usually has dealt with. I think when just like the four of us go on vacation, they're pretty good at just taking it lax and going.
Has
with
it
the
always
flow.
been Ocracoke?
Mostly, yes. We have gone on vacation with more family in the past, like a long time ago. So I don't really have a good recollection of that because I was younger. But like, for example, when we went to Europe a few summers ago, that trip was definitely overplanned. There was
Oh, but that was a group trip with the AAYC.
that was a group
It wasn't
trip.
like your mom was like, okay, here, let's plan this out.
exactly. I think our family's pretty good at that because they, even though my mom is absolutely like a planner with vacation, she's like, this is our relaxation time. We're not going to have these rigid plans. So.
Yeah, time to get away from that. Yeah.
Planning too little is also.
I wanted to hear.
Oh, I'm
You
sorry.
have to say your vacation history.
Oh, well, okay. Growing up, we would go to Lake Erie every year with two other families. So there was the Mitlows, the Fiersts, and the Martings, and we would stay at Kelso Beach, which was right next to Presque Isle, but a private beach. And if you go there now, they're all lovely condos. When we were there, they were basically shacks. And it was great. And we would have bonfires at night. And I didn't know that the water was colder than anything you could possibly imagine because we would go over 4th of July weekend. And I'll go up there now in September and it's cold.
Yeah.
But it was great. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And then,
I remember going up there when I was a kid.
right.
Yeah.
So that was mine. How about yours?
We didn't go on vacation. Like my brother and I would go to my aunt's house for a couple weeks in the summer in Ohio. So
And you would fly by yourselves.
Starting when we were, I don't know, 4 and 5, we would fly to Ohio and get our little wing pins. But we didn't really do vacation. The first time I saw the ocean was on a Young Life trip when I was 15. We were on our way to Lake Champion and we stopped in Ocean City, New Jersey for one overnight.
How'd that hotel go?
We were invited to not ever come back to that hotel. But anyway, so it's always interesting, now being on the other side and planning vacations or helping to plan vacations or whatever. Like, I don't know, it's just interesting. Like, as a kid, did they ask your opinion? Did they want your input? Did
gosh,
you,
Not you. Yeah.
No, that's what we did.
Yeah.
We went to Erie.
Right.
Planning too little, fair enough. They dislike the hotel or the lodging. These are still common vacation problems,
Yeah.
which that's never happened to us.
I don't think I've ever.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever disliked where we stayed.
Akron.
Oh yeah. Well. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess that is a little vacation.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Getting sick. Ooh, getting sick on vacation. Like day 2,
Oh, yeah.
I started getting like a little bit of a sore throat in St. Lucia. And I was like, nope, we're not doing that. And then I realized it was from all the fruity drinks with all the high fructose corn syrup. Because I don't really ever have high fructose corn syrup
Yeah.
or anything sweet.
I've been sunburned real bad
Oh yeah,
That's
on vacation.
awful.
that
Yeah.
is rough.
Yeah.
Because then you can't even go back outside.
Right. And it's hard to sleep, and it's just miserable.
Well, yeah, you can't lay on your shoulder.
Yeah.
Speaking of the disc golf trip, the first disc golf trip, I was sick the entire time.
Yeah, you were.
Right.
As I was down for the count. So
Poor babe.
yeah, that was probably the worst one.
Bad weather. Yeah, that'll ruin a vacation.
That will,
beach, yeah.
especially a beach vacation.
Because we had some windy times at Ocracoke when it just was so
Yeah.
windy. And then the one year at Ocean City when it was just like 62 degrees and rained the whole week. That was great.
That was the time I
It
was
was
there.
so cold. Yeah.
And then hidden costs. Who cares? I have some more research, but I want to go to what people said online, some of my good Facebook friends. And I asked these questions, which gets to, is it a vacation? Is it not a vacation? Or why is it even a better vacation? Do you guys want to go with lesser known benefits to vacations?
Sure.
Or sneaky bad parts of vacations? Which do you want to lead with?
Bless her.
The short, yeah,
Lesser known benefits.
yeah.
So Kelly from volleyball, who I coached many, many years ago, played with Corey. Trying out pillows and comforters without having to buy them. It's like you go to an Airbnb and she actually bought a comforter. She asked the Airbnb people and said, hey, where was this comforter from?
I will say that.
That's a lesser known benefit.
That's
That
very
is-
underground.
Also, if you like the way something is designed or styled, like
You love to do that, to
Right.
critique an Airbnb.
right, and be like, oh, I'd like to do that at my house, or
Sure. Good old Uncle Todd Holler. Now he said this is a little bit skewed because he does a lot of traveling, and B, a lot of traveling on his own. Like he goes to destinations, and so a lot of his trip is getting somewhere. Like he went to Colorado, and it took him like 3 nights, and he camped. Ooh, I remember last year, he got to the campsite and he had his tent. He didn't have the poles. Oh, that was so great. And then he was
Mr.
just laying
Holler.
there, and then it started to rain, and like the people next to him were partying, and so he just kind of got in his car. But he said random conversations with strangers. He says they occasionally bite you in the butt.
Yeah.
But more often than not, it's really a benefit.
Yeah.
When we were in St. Lucia, Rachel, she said to me, you don't have to be friends with everybody.
it's
But
true.
I did not try to talk to many other guests.
Correct.
But I did try to get to know the people that were working
Staff.
That
Yeah.
you're going to see frequently, get to know them a little bit. Yeah.
Right.
there. Right. Because I don't care about Frank or Sam who's there with his wife, but like, wow, you work here.
Right.
What's it like for you? Like the 2 people that I really got to know they don't even have cars. They would ride the employee bus to the Capitol, which would take about 45 minutes. And then they would get another private taxi / van.
The public bus.
The public bus. Well, it's not run by the resort. So they get the
Correct.
resort bus to this Capitol, and then they would get a public bus home.
Yeah.
And it would average like an hour and 15 minutes each way each day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a long day. And with the sun setting at 6:30.
It's
dark.
dark.
Yeah.
He loves to learn new cultures
Yeah. I like
Mr.
that.
Holler. We're
Yeah.
back to
Yes.
Mr. Holler.
I do like that.
and being away makes him appreciate home.
Yeah. I guess that's
Yeah.
It's like, why do I even do it at that point? But
I feel like that happens like every time. I feel like every time we go away, I'm like, I could use another week.
Aw.
But then, like, if we were on that second week, I'd be like, I am really ready to get back to like normal routine. Yeah.
And he did say that lasts very little.
right.
When you get back,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're like, it's good to be in our own bed, take a bath, go in your own shower. And then the next day you're like, and we're back to a routine.
Yep.
Your good friend Marnie from North Hills.
Aw.
Quality time with family.
yeah,
Yeah.
Could also be a
Yes.
negative.
True.
yeah.
True.
But, I mean, it's sort of like, like you said, if you have problems with your relationships. Now I have problems with my relationships 300 miles away. It's sort of like how I say money, drugs, fame, and stress or trauma. They don't change you. They make you more of what you are. Mm-hmm. And so our vacation was so unbelievable because, again, we spent every minute together. It was positive, except for when Rachel told me to smell how bad
I did not even tell you to smell. Like you just
tomato,
leaned in.
Potato.
My bathing suit that had already been worn in the ocean smelled really bad. And
Yeah.
he leaned in to give me a kiss on the cheek and went, "Ugh." And I was like, oh no, that hurt my feelings.
I didn't go.
it
Came
just
out of
came
me
out.
like it was this. I tasted what her bathing suit smelled like.
Yeah. I will say, like, there is like, I think you can get like 2 swims
Yeah,
on
it
a beach vacation.
it was so
2
funky.
swims, you're okay.
Yeah.
That third one after it,
We started rinsing it out a good bit.
Yeah. We got home from vacation at like 1:30 in the morning. Immediately I had to put in a load of laundry and get it
Yeah.
started. And
Yeah, you don't want that living on there for a
No.
while. Yeah.
Lisa Fry, the appreciation of being able to take a vacation.
Yeah.
Aw, yeah, that's true.
I mean,
Not everybody gets to.
no, I mean,
Yep.
because I was gonna say, like, when that original question of like how many people are planning a trip, I went with 65% because I thought we were just like just
Not the number of.
right.
Well, actually, if you go back and
But I know there's a lot of people that don't get to get away, but
Mm-hmm.
I do feel very fortunate that we are able to get away and can do it.
Yeah.
well, to your credit, if you look at all the different stats, if you subtract, good thing we got Ben here.
Yeah.
27% of people said they're not going on a trip.
Yeah.
So 73.
Yeah. Which
Is
is
the
closer
number.
to Rachel's 75. Yeah. Yeah.
Does that check out?
Checks out.
Good. Dan Leopold.
Yeah.
chimed in.
I was waiting for it.
He said, he loves where he lives so much. He doesn't take many vacations, and when he does, it's to go see a volcano or to go climb a mountain or whatever. And so
Yeah.
he said his favorite thing about vacations is living your life like it's a movie.
Okay.
Which that depends on your vacation because it could be a very boring movie.
Are we
Right.
talking about action movie? Like
Yeah, it was
diving
well,
into that volcano a little bit?
Romance movie.
Tamara Bergamasco from church. Staycations are underrated.
I do agree
Interesting.
to that.
Are they underrated?
Well, what's a staycation?
You
I know
stay-
you mean
you
you,
don't
stay
go
at
to
home,
work.
but okay, so you're
You're
not going to work.
Not going to work. You stay at home. But you could do things around the city that you don't normally get to do or normally wouldn't do.
Rachel's like, that is nothing.
I don't understand. I mean, I understand the concept, but like if you're staying at home, don't you still have to like do your laundry and do your grocery shopping and
But we do that on
clean?
vacation when we go to the beach house. Jake goes to the store every day.
I know.
Sometimes twice.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, I don't really know on this one because on the one hand, I could definitely see the benefit of not having to worry about like the travel and the costs and all that. But on the other hand, I feel like you're not away from like the regular stressors at home physically, even if you literally are. So I could see that still being like a type of thing.
Yeah.
I think
feel
it'd be virtually impossible for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a mindset for me. Like,
Yeah.
because there is that element of like you're not working and you're at home and everybody has some project or things that they got to do around the house. And like there might be that like little bit of a guilt that sets in of like, I could do that because when am I going to do that when I'm back on my routine? But
We celebrate the fact that Tamara likes them.
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I do like taking a couple days off and not going anywhere.
Do you guys have any underappreciated benefits to vacations? It was not listed.
Dun, dun, dun.
Mine goes along with Todd's. Like just seeing new things, new places. He went to cultures because that bruh goes all over the place. I mean,
Right.
he's been to
But even
many
like
countries.
I like beach culture. Like even like just going to the beach and like
Right.
being by the water and like the people that live on the water and like that's what they do. That's
Yeah.
that's their thing. But I'm very much like that. I like to go see different places. I one thing about this year, the families aren't going together this year on vacations, but we're going with Justin and Lauren, who have sat at the table, and they've been on vacation with us for a couple days out of the week that we go. But we're going to a different place this year. We're going to Sandbridge.
Have they been there?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Right.
Um,
So you get to find out like where do we go for dinner?
well, the great thing is Kyle and Maddie, who listen, they sit at the table with us.
They should sit here literally and beyond.
Yes,
that
they
is
should.
a story.
Aw,
That is
yes.
a
That would be
couple
cute. Yeah.
from church.
Yeah,
Oh
Maddie or
Yeah.
Kyle.
Maddie the drummer.
She plays too.
Yes, Maddie the drummer.
But Maddie's been going there
So she
since
gave
she
you the
was
places
little.
to go
So they're giving us the inside information, like directions down, like which way not to go.
Nice.
Which is great. So very appreciative to the information.
Do you have to
they've
go
been-
through the Chesapeake Bay Bridge or whatever, or the tunnel?
I think this route avoids that.
Good.
Like it avoids like DC and like that side.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
But the already know the fish place that I'm gonna go. We got like
Nice.
scallops and stuff. Like
Aw.
we're good.
Yeah, finding the cool even like where locals eat.
Yeah.
That's super underappreciated.
Already
for
scouted
me.
out the disc golf course that I want to go to with Justin. Yeah. So I'm excited to go to a new place to check it out.
Well, sometimes there are drawbacks. We've heard the common ones, whether they be flight cancellation, things like that, financial. But here are what people said. So this is Kelly Fry, but also Nicole Zimmerman.
Okay.
Missing your pets and worrying about them while you're gone, even if you know they're in good care.
We don't have that problem.
No. You used
Same.
to. Man, I guess you weren't really vacationing back then, and he would probably go with you.
He'd be fine. No, like, we would put him in a place.
Right.
And yeah. he'd be
But I
fine.
can see that.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I
Worrying about your fish.
well, yeah, I just
Well, we're not worrying
but
about
they're
him
in-
anymore.
But they're in great care. It's
But let's take care of them.
Oh, she
She
took
kind
care
of
of him.
did actually. Like I had to, we left our cats alone for a few days when I went to go see Claudia. So we were just worried about JoBelle figuring out that she could get inside because we unlocked the cat door for her. So we were just hoping we needed to make sure she would actually try to get inside, and she did.
And come in
Aw.
alone.
And come in
Yeah,
alone.
Yes.
No
I tried to show her before I left, but she wasn't quite. She wasn't quite.
Shove her through the door.
No, he's trying to go through himself. He's like, no, look,
Like
no,
this.
Look,
Like-
I was
look.
like, I don't think I understood it either. Actually,
We had the police called on our house when we were out once.
Young Life Camp. No.
We were-
No, we weren't at Young Life Camp.
Yes, we were.
But then why were the Young Life guys watching the house?
I think, were we on assignment or no? Not for that long.
As it is.
As it were. No, we were at Sunset Beach.
There you go.
Anyhow, some guys were watching our dog, Big Mama, and they were playing Risk
Yeah.
oh yeah.
like all night long.
It's a long game.
And they had the music on really loud.
Seinfeld again.
Yeah.
And they had let Big Mama out, and we had an electric fence, so she couldn't leave the yard.
Yeah.
But she was done being outside, wanted to come back inside, and she was barking incessantly that they could not hear because the music was so loud.
How do
And
you
like,
listen to music that loud and playing Risk?
I don't know, but because Big Mama was a German
Ask
Shepherd,
Tony Allapretti and Anthony DeMarco.
like even though Big Mama was very gentle and very friendly, you're not going to approach a barking dog,
Sure,
a
right.
German Shepherd at 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah, you don't know.
So
The police
somebody
were
called the police, and they were like, so I mean, it all turned out fine, but we were like, ugh, pay attention to the dog.
Tina Tumanella says going away at peak tomato season. So her garden's ripening and then they go away. That is super sneaky.
That
Well-
is sneaky bad.
Listen, remember what
Oh,
happened
boy.
last year?
What happened?
Here
last-
we go.
We went on vacation and we came back and the deer had decimated my hydrangeas and all of the flowers and they didn't have time to bloom back and I was very sad. Like I actually got a little teary-eyed that
It's a lot of work putting
all
those
of
in
my
for Jay.
flowers were that was sweet.
Yeah, I almost got hit.
They're beautiful. So this year we used the deer and rabbit repellent,
Oh, yeah.
which smells so bad.
It smells like death.
And then we had Joe respray it, even though it's like every 2 weeks or whatever.
Nah, we do it once a week.
Lisa Fry, Nicole Zimmerman, and Kim Mulaski said giving up control of work or having it pile up while you're away.
I really don't have a problem with that.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I will. So what I will do is I will usually like at the end of the day, I will check my email because I don't want to come back to 2,000 emails. And I
At the
would,
end of every day?
usually, yeah.
Wow.
I just go through and I just flag the
Table
ones.
the important.
I table the important
And delete
and
the
delete
stupid.
and get rid of the other ones. But I very much can look at a dumpster fire while I'm away. I'm like, it's not my problem right now. Yeah. Like,
That's a
I'm
learned skill.
Yeah,
I love
but
that.
but I also have a great team that I
True.
know will take care of things. So I'm in good hands while I'm away.
Nicole Zimmerman also said keeping track of kids. Oh, excuse me, of kids stuff. Like when you're the mom and you have to be
yeah.
responsible for everybody.
Yes.
I will say, yeah, like now that we have Maggie, there's a lot more doing and
Packing.
like you can't just like throw your bathing suit on and go out the door.
Right.
You know?
Maggie's not much younger than Abby was when they let her pack for the first year we went to
And she
Ocean
brought
City with you
snow
guys.
boots?
She brought snow boots and long pants.
We had to go to Walmart to get
Day one,
to
she
get
had
shorts.
zero summer wear. What was she, like 9? No, she wasn't even 9.
No,
she was like
she was like
6.
7.
Yeah, that was great.
Talk about parenting styles. It's one thing to say to your kid, you go ahead and pack.
Yeah.
But then to go, so you're packed? Sweet.
Yeah, not even double checking any work.
That was great.
So good. It was
She said-
great.
But I will add, we've gone on, we have been blessed. And part of it's through the Trey days when we did the Make-A-Wish and then the second Disney trip. And we said even back then, we have set ourselves up for a lot of vacations. Because once
Right.
Trey passes away, you can't be like, all right, Joe, Bella, vacations. They're done. All right, see you later.
Yeah.
But this was different. Like going away, just the two of us, which we
Yeah.
do a ton of 1-2 night
Yeah.
weekend things.
Yeah.
The level of comfort and relaxation was remarkable.
That's awesome.
and again, it's different because if we go away with everybody, I'm cooking all the time and that gives me life and I enjoy it and it's
Yeah.
fun and it's everything else. But like this was just a whole other level of, oh, wow, it's just you and it's just me.
Yeah.
Ugh, it was
I actually thought about you because I was like, oh, I'm going to need to bring the big cast iron skillet this year.
Aw.
You can borrow mine if you'd like.
I got a big one.
Okay.
Not as big as yours, but it's big enough.
Sure.
Yeah.
I didn't
oh.
have to keep track of anybody in the ocean
Right?
this vacation.
You still did.
Right.
Well, just make sure. But like,
People like
I
on the
wasn't-
kayaks. She's like, well, that's a little far, mister.
That guy just threw that cat in the ocean.
I was not responsible for anybody
Yeah.
that was in the ocean this
I
year.
can't remember what sitcom it was, but there was a sitcom and the opening was there was these people, they were driving up to the beach and you see like all these like younger, like probably like college age, kids going and they're just walking onto the beach and then it like pans over and there's like the dad like holding all like the chairs and the kid toys and like stuff and like just showing like the great
Yes.
divide of between the different lifestyles. But like we're not like that. Like I don't
You were like that.
well
Maggie's first couple years when you had to haul all that stuff out there.
yeah, but I mean like but not like crazy. Like
No.
we'll do sand toys
Right.
and a boogie board. But like okay, whatever. And then like when she's old enough, like you gotta carry some of this stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dan Leopold,
Yeah.
needing a vacation after the vacation.
Yes. That is something that is a must is you take that like extra day for me. Not like another vacation, but like you have to have a recovery
buffer
day.
day.
Yeah. Like
Right.
it's like cuz sometimes like I've done it before where we've gotten home early enough and then I will cut the grass that same day. But then it's done and then the next day I can get caught up on other things and it's not like such an overloaded day. Yeah.
Yeah, his was, now mind you, he lives on a farm. He has a horse he's got chickens and
Yeah.
everything else because he wrote double chores upon return.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like even for me, like replenishing the food supply, you would think would be something I like, but it's like it's a chore. It's
Yeah.
a little hitting something.
Well,
or other.
because like you're not get everything that we need for a week in one stop shop guy.
Right.
You're
my avocado selection isn't even like my avocado rotation isn't even back up after the weekend because I always you always have the really green ones, the somewhat soft ones, and the ripe ones, and that's all skewed.
yeah.
See, I feel like Ben is on a different part of that spectrum because, like, have you felt?
He doesn't get to go on a vacation this
No,
year.
because
That's
he's a babe. But
Right.
have you felt that? Like you need a vacation from vacation, or has it all been good for you? You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, my life is definitely getting a little bit more stressful. It's getting a little bit more real. But I would say not generally in my experience yet have I felt that way.
right.
yeah.
Yeah, as a kid, like coming back from vacation and it's still summer vacation.
Right.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
It's vacation at home instead of vacation away.
yeah,
Yeah.
staycation, then vacation away, and then staycation again.
And then Tamara added packing and unpacking is a hidden burden drawback. See,
I
packing
enjoy-
is exciting.
Packing does not bother me. I don't like it, but man,
Do you make a list?
oh yeah, absolutely. I can't do it. I can't do it without a list. I hate packing up to come home.
Aw.
Hate it. I absolutely
Sure.
hate it. It's
Because it infringes upon your time there.
yes, and yeah. Even like when we didn't have all the things that we do now with like Maggie, like all the extra things. Like even then, like I just hated like gathering up everything and checking under the bed to make sure nothing fell underneath there, and I'm not a fan.
Do you guys have any other sneaky
I do.
drawbacks?
Feeling guilty because you're not being productive.
Oh.
That's
Eric's like, I feel guilty about a lot of things.
Not that. Not on vacation.
Yeah, not on vacation.
The only time that
That
I
says
might,
a lot about our boy Ben here.
the only time I might is if like when we've been on vacation and like I'm sitting on the couch and like Jay is like doing a bunch of stuff in the kitchen, but then I'm like I'll clean up, and then I'm like I'm okay sitting here on the couch then, or I'll offer to help something, But yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good on that one. I
any
don't like the drive home.
I was debating in my head the travel home.
Yeah, travel home. not a
But is
fan.
that sneaky? Or is that
Oh,
obvious?
is it obvious?
Because like for us,
Yeah.
we were talking about it on the second flight because it was an hour and 45 minutes to the airport
Yeah.
in a car winding, and then 2 hours at the St. Lucia airport,
Yeah.
then 3 hours 45 minutes to Miami. You had to
I
go
would hate the 2 hours just to get to the airport to wait for the plane.
Then
yeah.
we had to go through customs, get our bags, then go back into the main part of Miami airport,
Yeah.
recheck our bags, then go through security again. Then we had about an hour, then 3 hours to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So, but we were like, well, would you rather drive 12 and a half from Sunset or wait 14 hours for the ferry at Ocracoke and then have a 12-hour drive?
Yeah. And
The travel home is just something.
Yeah, it's never good. But this year, we're not going as far. So I'm excited
Right.
to see what this place is like. Because, hey, maybe we'll go there another time.
Right.
Because Sunset Beach is far.
Arguably too far.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's a great beach. There's other beaches in between here and there that, are good too. But the way Maddie talks about this, it's the best place in the world. So I have high hopes.
I just wish we could get the seashells from Ocracoke to the Outer Banks.
I will say Ocracoke's beach is
Untouchable.
it's the
And
best
it's ranked
beach.
as such.
It's the best beach on the Atlantic coast for
It's
sure.
beautiful.
Yeah.
And the shells,
Yeah.
like never before
Yeah.
or since have I seen the shells that they have there.
Yeah. Very cool.
That's it for episode 252. Join us Wednesday live at 8:30ish for episode 253. Between now and then, please give us a like or follow on social media and visit us at lunchtimeinrome.com. While there, take our relational needs questionnaire. Thanks for joining us at the table for Lunchtime in Rome.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.